Hey, pretty ladies. Hi, it's Camille, and I am back. I am calling all my sisters who were teens in the 80s. You know who you are. You know, we've had our 30th plus class reunion now, and it's time to take an honest look at our mature skin and talk about a few things that we can do to, enhance our natural beauty. So that's what I want to talk about today while I put on my face. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do, and then as well as try to give you some other suggestions. I don't have every type of maybe concern with my mature skin that other women have, and that's okay. We all have different skin, right? But I'm going to show you some things that have worked for me, and then try to suggest some other things, and I'm going to leave a graphic in the comments that you can go back and look at that will have some other helpful hints. And your artist, tag her, let her know you're here. Let her know that you found this helpful or that you had additional questions. Your artist is there to help you. That's what she wants to do, is to help you look and feel your best, okay? So just keep that in mind. Also, she may have other suggestions for you. She may have an issue that I did not discuss about, a concern, or she may have other clients that have the same concerns. So reach out to your artist, because she's the one that's going to be there for you. She's got your back. She wants you to look and feel amazing, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is take an honest look at my skin. It's changed a lot in my lifetime. And also, I was a teen in the 80s, okay? So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that I spent a lot of time outside, because I live in the South, where it's really hot and humid, and we love laying out by the pool and tanning with our friends. We used no sunscreen. I'm just going to tell you, nobody used it. Only my really, really fair-skinned friends ever used sunscreen. We just didn't do it. It was not something that we just didn't know a lot about it, and it was not all over, every commercial and everything. So something we didn't do. So we did some damage to our skin. Let's just be truthful. We wore some acid wash jeans. Let's hope those never come back. We listened to some hair bands. Let's hope those come back. Do y'all remember hair bands? Oh my gosh. Okay. I love the hair band and the old school rappers, little Run DMC, little Salt and Pepper. Okay, that's my jam. All right, so if you're with me on that, you got me on that, then here's where we need to be talking. We've got some things that we need to discuss with our skin. Hey, Krista. Okay, so here's what I want to first do is I want to try to get a little bit closer, and I'm sorry if it's like, ooh, but I want to show you kind of an honest look at my skin, okay? I have some discoloration on my eyelids. It just comes with age. My skin is going to be, as we age, it's going to get a little darker, okay? Even if you're a fair-skinned person, you might be a little darker than you were when you were a teen, okay? We don't have that milky glow necessarily anymore. That's where Seint comes in. It gives us that fabulous glow, all right? But we need to look at that. I've got some melasma here. Okay, it's light, granted, because I am a darker skin tone, okay? I'm a medium skin tone, so it's a little bit darker, but I do have some melasma from having children. Hey, Raquel, hey, friends. Okay, and then, as you see, I have a hormonal blemish right here. We're going to talk about that. Little broken capillaries. I'm not going to try to show you up my nose, but some broken capillaries right there. Again, it comes with age, okay? A little bit of darkness right underneath here. Mine's not too bad, but it is there. I have an age spot right here, okay, that I'm not real fond of. I do have a mole right here that I sometimes choose to cover up. Most of the time I forget it's there. I've had it checked out. Y'all don't worry. But if you have one that you haven't had checked out, please go do that, okay? I love you. Take care of yourself. But I have some red little patches, a few more broken capillaries right here, all right? So those are the things that I want to conceal, let's say, or correct, or make less noticeable when I put on makeup. And the good thing about Seint is that I don't have to put on a layer and then another layer and then a concealer layer. I mean, I don't have to do all that. I can still have a light coverage, medium coverage, full if I choose, glam if I want to, but I want to conceal maybe a few of those things that they're not my favorite things about my skin. Okay, so that's what I want to look at today. Now, one of the first things I do and I'm going to try, let me clip my hair back. I'm going to look like a nut, and y'all, I am growing out my gray, so I'm going to be a silver sister this year. So there you go. Okay, because again, we're going to embrace who we are, right? I'm going to embrace the fact that I have a head full of white hair. All right, we're embracing who we are. Okay. Now then, here's what I want to do. I want to first talk about this darker spot right here. And again, camera lighting, I know sometimes it's hard to see. But what I do to help conceal that, I'm going to use the multitasker brush. And this a contour color called Walnut. For me, it works. Again, I'm going to leave a graphic down that has some other suggestions that might work better for you. Yours might be a different color than mine, okay? Because we're all different. Just go with me on this, okay? So I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to take the flat end of this multitasker brush. I'm barely putting anything on there, all right? And I'm going to just pat that on in that area. Now, let me say this. I am lucky with that spot in that it's where my contour is going to be, so that's going to also help camouflage it a little bit. I could use bronzer. Sometimes in the summer, that's all I use right there is a little bronzer in that area to help camouflage it. Your darker spots, your age spots, if you want to call them that, your sunspots, might be in a more prominent area where you're going to want to do a little bit more. But I'm just showing you, on my skin where we are, okay? So, don't let the fact that I'm putting dark on dark bother you, because the way this all works, it's going to blend out beautifully, and you're not even going to be able to tell that I put a darker color on top of a darker spot, okay? So, Walnut is one way you can cover up some dark spots. Bronzer is another way. Then I'm going to take, and one of the main things that's driving me nuts right here, this right here, this hormonal blemish. Okay, it is what it is. All right, we know this time of life might be getting a little hormonal. Okay, so a couple of things. One, probably the easiest way to cover up a really red kind of blemish like that is to go kind of yellow, okay? Because we've been talking about color science a lot in this group. You've seen other people demonstrate that to you. So what I do is, and this happens to be one of my regular colors, okay? One of my highlight colors. If you need color matching, if you haven't already, or you want to change up some things, talk to your artist, okay? All right, right here. This is Mango, and I'm taking the small end now, okay? I'm going to put just a little bit of Mango on this, and I'm going to try to get up close so that you can see me really well, okay? I'm sorry that you got to look at my blemish, but here it is. I'm just going to dab that on, okay? Like this. Look! Do you see how it just went away? It's gone. It's gone. You cannot see it. There's not a lot of, I didn't put a big old concealer blob on it, of like super light, trying to cover it up. It's gone. And I went with this orangey color Mango, all right? If your blemish is really angry and red at you, because, hey, it happens, Papaya, Goddess are also two good colors. I know it looks super like, are you kidding me? I would never put that orange on my face, but it will help counteract that red, okay? All right, moving on to my broken capillaries right here, and this spot right here, it has a little bit more, like more red, purpley, a little bit of blue in it, okay? So, I'm going to use the contour color Aspen. I'm going to go in with the flat end, just dab a little bit in this Aspen, and it has a little greenish blue, like a little greenish tint to it or something. All right, I'm sorry. I got to get up close again. I'm sorry y'all looking up my nose. And I'm just patting that in. I'm not putting a lot of product now because remember, I'm not having to layer up and layer up and layer up, okay? And I just, you see how they disappeared? Okay. Let's look over here. Okay. Now, do you see? You see how those have, they basically just faded away. Okay. I also put a little bit of this like right here. It will help with that because I'm going to put nose contour right there as well. Okay. But do you see that red spot? Now what happened to it? Gone. Don't you love that? Well, hey, Carrie. Okay. Now, so there you go on that. Now, I'm going to use that same Aspen, okay? And I'm going to use the detail brush, the rounded end, domed in, and I just barely stipple on some on my worst rosacea areas, okay? I have a little bit of rosacea in my skin. It's okay. It's okay if you do too. It's okay. I've got a little bit right here. And sometimes it's worse than others, as you all know. It's hormones, it's the temp in your house, it's weather, it's whether you're not feeling well or not. I mean, how many different, how many different factors play into that, right? Okay, so now I'm going to try to conceal some of this up here on my eyelid. As you can see, all right, as you can see, I've got some discoloration there and a little bit of broken capillaries there as well. However, I normally, this matched to June, okay, as one of my colors. It's my brightening highlight. So I just use that to help conceal that area. So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger, all right? And I just dab that on, okay? Serves two purposes. It helps cancel out that discoloration on my eyelid, but it also serves as a base for my eyeshadow. But do you see the difference? I'm gonna close my eyes. Do you see how it just absolutely corrected that? Now I don't have to put another layer of foundation, highlight. I don't have to put anything else except my eyeshadow on because that has canceled out that discoloration, and so I'm going to be able to put on true eyeshadow colors. You don't want that affecting your eyeshadow, All right, now I have a little bit of darkness underneath my eye. You can see one eye is even a little darker than the other, and that's okay too. Remember, these things happen. It's okay. You're gorgeous. I promise you. I promise you. And there is no better makeup out there for our skin, us mature women, than Seint. So get with your artist. Get hooked up on this stuff, okay? All right. The next thing I'm going to do to try to conceal a little bit of this darkness under my eye is I'm going to use a blush color called Frenchie. I know you're thinking, she can put that orange under her eye. Yes, honey, I am, because it's going to cut out some of that blue-green that is underneath my eye, okay? Just have it on my finger, just lightly going in like this, okay? I need to do the other side of I need to do my other eye, don't I? Okay, all right. Do you see that? How it canceled out that. And it didn't put orange, okay, on my skin. It just cancels it out. When I use my brightener highlight right there, you're not even going to be able to tell it's there, okay? So let's put a little bit on this other side, and I'm going to go back and do my other eye. Y'all should have reminded me. Okay. So just a little bit for that under eye darkness, because mine happens to be kind of greeny blue. Yours might be more blue purple. Yours might be a different, it might be more gray looking. There are a lot of different colors, okay? So again, I'll post that graphic down underneath there and you can check it out. Or get your artist to help you, because I promise you your artist is there to do anything and everything to make you feel and look your best, my friend. Okay, All right, so I got that covered up. Okay, now, let me go in now and start doing my face, all right? Because I did want to show you that as well. I feel like one of the things we often worry about are our fine lines and wrinkles. So I want to talk about that as we do my face. I'm going to go in with my contour first. It's just the way I like to do it. There are 1,000 different ways. You can do it however you want to. All right, and I put it right here because guess what, mature ladies? Guess what we have? We have a little bit of receding hairline, okay? So I want to camouflage that a little bit. And I push this up into my hairline so that it blends seamlessly. Now, well, hey, sweet Maybelle. Oh, she's so precious. Okay, so I push it right up into that. Now, obviously, I told you I'm going to be a silver sister this year and embrace my natural hair color. This isn't it. And so, not right now. And so it is going to kind of camouflage that a little bit as well, okay? All right. Then, something that happens as we age, look right here. We get a little down pull in our face, don't we? Gravity. So I want us to conceal that as best we can also. So I'm going to start right there, actually. That's how I do it. Again, a ton of different ways for you to do it. And I'm going to put a little bit, just very lightly cut in my jawline with that. And then look, I got a little bit of a turkey waddle. It's okay, honey. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, and it's going to help that recede. It's all about the visual. We want to create that dimension in our face. So it's just very lightly, but see, I started right there where that is normally pulling down because it helps visually to get rid of that. All right? Okay. Now then, let's go in on and let's do some contour on the cheeks. Now here's something you need to know. As we age, face is going down, right? Skin's going down sometimes, okay? We don't want to go down here with our contour. We don't want to go too low, simply because it's going to also bring down that shadow. We don't want that, right? We want our shadow to be up here, make our cheekbones look higher, okay? And also, it's going to make us look too sallow, drawn, if it comes towards our mouth, all right? So we want to go like right here, okay? Here's my cheekbone, all right? There's my cheekbone. I want to go just underneath it. And remember, I'd already camouflaged that little brown spot a little bit. This is going to help that even more because you're not even going to be able to see it. All right? So I'm going to start. I always start on the right. I get right-handed, I guess. And here's something I do. Kind of push up when I do it. Okay? I kind of push up a little bit because I want to make sure I'm getting under that. I don't want to bring it down. Okay? So let's do the other side. Now, I feel like I'm going super slow and talking y'all through this, but I think I hope this will be helpful to you, you know, and you can go back and like pause if you have to or something. I don't know. Okay. All right. Now then, let's start with my main highlight color. For me, I told y'all, is mango. Now, if you put up a color swatch next to my face, like without swatching it on my skin, you might think that's a little dark or orangey for her, okay? But here's the deal. Remember I told you we always get a little bit darker pigmentation overall in our skin as we age. So this is going to help with that. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm using this end of the detail brush. I like it. It gives like a medium coverage, and that's just the way I prefer to wear my makeup every day, is a medium coverage. So again, if you need a lighter coverage, you want a full or glam every day, be sure and check with your artist, and she can suggest some brushes and stuff for you. Or go back. I know there are tons of videos in this group that you can go back and watch about different brushes too. So, all right. I go right here underneath this contour line. I come down in front of it on my temples just a little bit, all right? And I'm going to blend that out in a minute. But here's what I want you to see. I do have some pretty deep forehead wrinkles, and I've got some 11s, okay? But because this is a cream, it is not going to just hang there. This is going to melt into my skin and blend out with my skin, and it's not going to accentuate all that, okay? I am going to talk to you about, when we get underneath the eye, how to make sure that we're not accentuating that skin right there, because that is a little bit thinner, okay? So, again, with my mango, this is my main. I go a little bit right here because remember, I'm just stippling on over some of that rosacea because I didn't get all of that covered up earlier, okay? Concealed, camouflaged, okay? So but I'm just stippling. Another trick for mature skin. A lot of swiping is really not good for us. Let's stipple. Let's bounce that brush, okay? It helps us. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. All right, let's do that. Let's back up and contour my nose. I took just some on the edge. I'm gonna go on the top, on that nose bone. What is that called? I don't know. It's a bunch of cartilage and whatever up there, okay? All right. Just, again, I'm gonna do like a little stipple. Y'all remember there was a painting technique where you used to lay down a little cutout, like plastic cutout canvas, and you stippled paint on it. You pulled it up. There was a pretty flower design or something. Y'all remember that? That was like a technique back in the day. All right. Like stamping, kinda. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna do like that. And it looks like I've got a really skinny line, but it's gonna work. It's gonna look good, honey. It's gonna blend and look fabulous. All right. Now then, I'm ready to go in with my brightening highlight. For me, this is June. Okay. So it's the lighter of the two. And oftentimes, and many times you'll get two recommendations and you think, why do I need that? Well, a lot of people consider, that might be what traditional makeup is called, like concealer, because it brings, it conceals. What we want to do with it, though, why we call it a brightening highlight, is we want to bring that brightness to the face, okay? That brightness to the face. So, I'm going to go right above my eyebrows, like this, right here, in those 11s, okay? Like this, and kind of buff that all in together. It is not settling in my lines, and the good thing about this is because it's a cream, it moves with my face. When I move my forehead or I make a face or an expression, my makeup's moving with me. It's not cracking and like caking up like that, okay? We don't like that. We don't like that. All right. So, let's get a little bit more of this right here. I'm going to come straight down between those two brown lines, okay? Again, don't let the fact that it's brighter scare you. We're going to stipple that just right like this, okay? And blend it out. Okay. Oh, I love when it starts to all come together, don't you? I'm like, yes, honey. Okay. Put a little bit kind of right there, and this is where I blend that into. I go around in a little circle. I pull it down a little bit into that jawline because that's just going to make it look more natural. It's going to blend it all together. I'm still doing a lot of stippling and swirly motions, okay? I don't want to do a lot of swiping on my mature skin, okay? Okay, now then, let's talk about under the eye, because that's the last place I haven't put anything yet, okay? I did conceal that with a little bit of that Frenchie, but here's what I want to talk to you about. If you think, oh, I want that, I want to really bring a lot of light right there, and you go super light under your eye, you're going to accentuate that thinner skin, that little bit of crepiness that we get right there. You're going to accentuate any bag that you might have there, puffiness, or the fine lines and wrinkles around your eye, okay? Because we all have them as we age. So you don't want to go super light right there. And you want to go with a really light hand, okay? So I'm going to use this end. I'm going to go into my brightener highlight, but I'm going to just barely put some right there. We see a lot of young, super young, other brand makeup artists doing this whole big old triangle of like, you know, white and all that. For us, for mature ladies, we don't need that big old triangle of, you know, a thick layer. We don't want that. We want something super thin, and then we just want to tap that in, okay? And do you see how well, now you don't see that Frenchie that I put under there to counteract that, do you? You just see the light, a little bit of light reflecting right there. That's what you want, okay? So again, I'm using this end and just barely tapping right here. I don't want to do a whole lot and make a big old bunch of makeup right there, okay? And then I'm going to tap and bring that out, okay? Okay? Isn't that cute? Oh, see, it looks so good. I'm loving this. Okay, now then, hey, my hair looks kooky, and I haven't put any blush on yet, but hey, we're getting there. Now, okay, so let's talk blush. I hear a lot of more mature women, my clients, and just people in general, people I talk to in general, they want that flush, but they don't want to wear a lot of blush, and that's okay. You don't have to. It's about finding a color that you like, that you think looks pretty on you. We've got matte, semi-gloss, gloss. It's all good. I think you can wear any lip and cheek color that you want to. So you find the color that you feel like is best for you. Maybe you're someone, if you're like me, okay, you grew up where your makeup, your lipstick matched your shirt or your your outfit. You wore a pink outfit, you wore a pink lipstick. You wore a coral outfit, you wore a coral lipstick. You wore red, you wore red. You see what I mean? Okay. It doesn't have to be like that. There are no rules here. You can wear whatever colors you love. So if you love pinks, wear pinks. If you love peaches, wear peach. If you love, darker colors, wear darker colors. Honey, you do what you like. You wear any lip and cheek you want to, okay? For me today, I'm going with Dahlia. Now this is a matte. It is a bright pink. I just think it's beautiful. So we're going to wear that. I am going to switch brushes. I do sometimes use this brush right here, the same detail brush. Today I'm just going to use the blush bronzer brush for my blush, okay? Now, I'm going to show you about blush placement though, because that is something as mature women we need to think about. We don't want a big old circle right here, okay? We're not going for that, and we're not going to put it way on up our temple, all right? We want to get a little bit of color on our brush. We want to go right on that cheekbone, and I start at the hairline and bring it in like that. Do you see how I placed it just right there? Now, let me do this on the other side so I can show you. Okay, all right. Now, you see I got it kind of right there. Almost looks like that, what's that candy? That's the Neapolitan striped candy, not the, it's from back in the day too. Y'all, I am on, okay? Okay, so here's what I want to show you though about blending in that contour and blush. I want you to blend up, okay? Because remember, we're trying to lift our face. We don't want to pull down like this. We want to lift up. Do you see how I'm just kind of bouncing and pushing that up a little bit? And do you see how beautifully it's blending out? So now I have that contour as a shadow there, which helps create that dimension, but it doesn't look sad and pulled down. I want to go up, okay? And you can continue to blend as much as you like to. All right, so I'm going to blend this out over here. It just creates that dimension, gives me a little bit higher cheekbone. Okay, so I got a little facelift there. All right, little bit of facelift. Okay, all right, now then, let's move on to eyes. Oh, let me line my lips real quick. What'd I do with that? Okay. Because we can also talk about lips, because here's the deal. We get little wrinkles around there too. I find that if I line with my contour, that it lasts much longer and does much better. It does not fade or bleed into those lines like a traditional lip liner stick. If you like the stick liner, that's fine too. If you can make it work for you, that's fine. I have not had a lot of luck with that, okay? All right, I also cannot do this and talk. All right, I line right on, let me scoot up a little bit. I line right on that line right there. I don't go over like my grandmama used to do. I love her, but bless her heart, she just lined on up tall because she had a thin lip like I do, okay? But I also don't go under that. It's right on top of that where your lip connects with your skin. I don't know how to explain it. What's that called? And I try to use very short strokes and then blend them together. I feel like if I do a line, it is too harsh and too unnatural looking. That's just me. I also think a super harsh line shows those little wrinkles that are kind of in there, okay? Okay, there we go. Okay, now then, let's move on. I'll go ahead and put some Dahlia on my lip. Okay, how about that? All right. Also, don't anybody tell you you can't wear matte lip, glossy lip. You can wear any lip you want to. Okay? All right. Now then, let's go on to eyes. The first thing I want to do is do my eyebrows. And I usually use my contour color just for every day. I did an eyebrow thing last week. You can go back and watch that if you want some other tips on how to do eyebrows. It's going to depend upon what your eyebrows are like. Whether you need to draw more in, you need them to look more natural, you need them to look filled in like I do because they're getting a little sparse, or, I mean, that's just totally, you can go back and watch that, that's totally up to you. I just do a few little flicks of my brush. I'm using the line brush into my eyebrow, and I use my contour because I feel like it matches my current hair color, and it goes with those shadows I've kind of created in my face. Skip around to the spoolie. I feel like this is taking forever. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all are bored with me, you can come back and watch the rest of it later. Oh. Okay. So, and I just kind of go up like this, all right? Okay, so now let's talk eyeshadows. I also hear a lot of my mature clients say, well, I can't wear shimmer, I can't wear glitter, I can't do all that. I'm too old for that. You are not too old to wear whatever eyeshadows you want to wear, okay? You do need to be conscious of what shape your eye is, whether you have a hooded eye or not, whether you have a lot of lid that you can see, or, I mean, you do need to be conscious of that, but there's no reason why you can't wear whatever eyeshadows you want to wear, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that, because that kind of stuff gets on my nerves. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into, and I'm going to need to figure out what colors these are so I can tell you. Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. Okay. So I'm going to go into Pup, And I'm just going to put this, it's a matte, all over my eyelid. Okay? Just all over. All right. Pup. Okay. Just blend that over just a very super light layer. Okay? Good deal. All right. Now then, the next color I'm going to go in with is, wait a minute, where is it? It's actually Sleigh Ride. This is going to come out for 2021. We're going to get some of our new colors released that were in the advent calendar. So I'm using one of those. I love it. It's a matte brown. I just kind of went with those two colors to start. And I have a hooded eye. So I'll do a tutorial again on a hooded eye. I'll do that hopefully next week, okay? But for now, basics. I'm putting it up a little bit higher. But I'm just swiping that on, okay? Just doing a little back and forth motion here. All right. Putting it almost up to my eyebrow. I'm going to show y'all a little eye lift tip here in just a second, but I'm putting it almost up to my eyebrow. Okay? Just like that. Super simple, super easy. You can wear as many eyeshadows as you want to. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And, you know, you wear the ones you want to wear. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. I'm going to use Trust. And I'm going to go in first right on this bottom lash line. I don't have to put an eyeliner down there because I don't want to pull and tug on those on that sensitive skin right there underneath my eye. I just want to make my eyelashes look a little bit fuller and to bring a little bit of color there, okay? So barely. Well, I said barely, and then I stuck that right on up in there, didn't I? Okay. Well, you know, ta-da. Okay. I'm going to take, and I'm just patting that right on the outer corner of my eye. I want to pull it up a little bit above the crease because I know that I have a hooded eye. And if I put a lot of it down on my eyelid, like low, I'm going to lose it all when I open my eye because I've got that hooded eye, okay? All right. Put a little bit, just pat it like that, okay? And then blend it out a little bit above that crease, okay? I'm going to turn this brush around and I'm just going to blend, 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 okay? Blend, 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 blend. All right. Okay, now I am going to show you that you can use a shimmer. You can use any color you want to. I've told you that, and I mean it. You can use a shimmer if you would like. And the one I'm going to use today is, hold up, Soulmate, okay? Soulmate. It's a peachy pink. It's so pretty. And I'm going to put it on with my pinky finger. Okay, I'm going to get some on my finger. I'm going to put it on just the inner, like 1/3, maybe half of my eyelid. And I'm just going to pat it on like this. Okay. All right. Do you see how that opened up my eye and made it look more bright? It doesn't make me look older because I use that right there. Don't let anybody tell you that. You use whatever eye colors you want, eyeshadow colors you like. Okay. All right. So I got it right there. Got it laid down. Okay. I like to take this and then just make sure it's blended in the middle where it doesn't look. There we go. Don't you love that? Ladies, we love that. Okay. Here is my mini eye lift. Now, I like this color right here. This is an illuminator called Starlet, but you could also use Unicorn. It's kind of, you know, like it's our white, basically, eyeshadow. But I just put just a little tad bit on the end. And do you see where my eyebrow kind of is the highest? And remember, I didn't go all the way up. I'm going to barely put right there. I'm not going to go from the top of my eyebrow to the end. I mean, from the start to the end. I'm just going to go right there. Okay. This is going to catch that light. And it's going to give just a little lift to that eye. If I get it on my brush. There we go. Just a little lift to my eye. Right there. So I got a little mini eye lift. All right. Without surgery. Okay. Now then. Also, I want to tell you this. If somebody tells you you can't wear illuminator, you're too old for that. You don't need that negativity in your life, okay? You can wear illuminator if you want to, honey. Wear whatever you want. I don't know how many times that should have been the title of this video. You can wear whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this same Starlet. I'm going to put a little bit on my finger. And I'm going to go right on the edge of that cheekbone. All right? It just brings a little bit of you know, reflection to the face. All I'm doing is just pressing it in with my finger. Okay? It doesn't have to be a lot. You can wear as much as you want to. But just a little bit helps to bring that illumination to your face. Put a little bit right there. Make your lips look a little bit more powder. Okay. All right. So, there we go. Now, not Seint related. I do have an eyeliner that I've been loving. Okay. It is So Fierce by Revlon. It is like, they call it vinyl liner or something like that, but it does not pull and tug on my eye. So if I want to do a little eyeliner, I put it right, all right, let me get a little closer, right at the base of my lashes. Okay, like that. All it's going to do is make my eyelashes look a little bit fuller. I don't like a thick, harsh line. That's not me. You can do that if you want to. That's, honey, you do whatever you want. But, because remember, we're not going to let anybody tell us we can't wear thick eyeliner. A lot of times I do, but today I'm doing this, okay? All right, then we're going to do some mascara. The one I'm loving right now, Maybelline The Falsies Push Up. You get the one you love. This one just grabs on all my little lashes here. And I know this is taking forever, and y'all are like, this girl needs to stop. She needs to quit talking. But, oh, my light's kind of blowing out on me a little bit too right there. Okay, I'm going to show you. I got some mascara right there. I'm going to show you another little trick. I'm full of tricks today, y'all. All right, we want to wiggle at the bottom and move up because we want to make those lashes look full. All right, then we might be losing a few of them these days due to our age, but that's okay because we're going to make them look full with our mascara. We're going to wiggle. We're going to use a little bit of liner at the bottom to make them look fuller. And then we're going to wiggle our mascara up to the ends. Okay? All right, now then. Whenever we make a mistake with mascara, what we want to do is immediately wipe it off. But you notice I didn't touch it, right? Because here's what I want you to do. I want you to let it dry. I know, it's hard because we want to like wipe it off. But usually what happens when we wipe it off? It smears. Well, nobody wants smeared stuff. Then you got to redo everything. We're not doing all that. We're going to take it easy. We're going to let it sit for just a minute. Then I'm going to take a Q-tip. Okay, I'm going to take a Q-tip right here. And I'm going to go right in and lightly buff. And it's going to remove that without removing any of my makeup. Ha! Girls. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Woo! Hair. Okay. Okay. I'm going to let y'all go because I know y'all are like, this girl's been on here talking for 45 minutes and she is too much. We need to get out of here. All right, so there you go. Finished look. I hope that you have found some helpful tips and tricks today. Thank you for being with me. I'm sorry it felt like it took forever. I just wanted to go over several things with you. If you have additional questions, I would be more than happy to answer those. If you need anything, your artist is there to help you. She wants to make you feel your most beautiful, your most just courageous self, and reach out to her. She invited you here because she cares about you and wants you to learn all the things. And so reach out to your artist and let her know. First of all, tag her here. Let her know that you watched, that you enjoyed whatever. And then if you have any questions, let her know, okay? Because she's there to help you. All right, I'm going to let you guys go because I have been on here forever. I'll answer comments in just a little bit. As soon as I get off and get everything uploaded, I'll answer some comments and continue to let me know if you're watching the replay, tag your artist, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.